The ability to start and scale your six, seven, and nine-figure brand has never been easier. Why? Because there is a better, smarter, and wiser way of doing so.
Gary Thompson, the sales communication professional, best-selling author and private equity investor, says, master the client conversion ladder and optimize your business success. He continues, many rising stars in business try to get from A to Z in a split second in the client conversion journey. That approach will set you up for frustration, time, money, and effort being wasted. The alphabet has 26 letters. Each letter has great significance in words formation and in human expression. The client conversion process has many steps, and when these steps are overlooked, it negatively influences your ability to attract and communicate with the ideal client. You must invest in breaking through the know, like, and trust barriers that allow you to win in business. He went on to say, the first step in your client conversion journey begins with relationships. 1. Fill the relationship gaps. 2. Leverage relationships to overcome client rejection. 3. And position your brand to stand out in the market. Gary wants you to be successful and invites you to call us today to help you master the client conversion ladder, optimize your brand recognition, and increase the cash flow of your business.
We're happy to collaborate with Seven Figure Media. And what Seven Figure Media does, they do global research into science of ways to start and scale your business. We look at the proven theory and we look at the best practices. So today, I want to introduce you to some of those essential concepts that can really help you to start and scale your six, seven, and nine-figure brand. So before I get started, I want to remind you to like, subscribe, and share. So you will be the first people to be exposed to this content of information. Now, once you're in business or you want to learn ways to position yourself to build wealth, to embrace a better quality of life, this platform is uniquely designed for you. Now, to get to this program started, Seven Figure Media, we have designed a very unique program that is titled 7 Steps to Build Your 6, 7, and 9-Figure Brand. And I want to do a deep dive into that content today. So you're a rising star in business and you want to position your business to grow. You want to reach that point to say that you have a 6-figure brand, a 7-figure brand, a 9-figure brand. It takes time, but more than taking time, it's important to really understand the process of doing so. Because the more you understand about the process is literally what influences the timeline to get there, and that's to achieve the financial objectives. So let's begin by looking at some of the processes. One of the first things that you want to focus on in any attempt to start and scale your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand, you want to establish brand relevance. And it's important to pause a bit and really ask yourself, what is the importance of brand relevance in the context of starting your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand? Well, there are 3 important takeaways that you want to focus on in any attempt to establish brand relevance. The first thing that you want to focus on is to identify your ideal client. Now, to identify your ideal client may not be as easy as 1, 2, 3. And let me explain. There are 3 categories of demographic that you can focus on. For example, you have the affluent society. The affluent society, they have specific needs. They have specific dreams and hopes and aspirations. And this is a demographic that you can target. Second, you have the middle class society. And the middle class, they may have different needs when compared to the affluent society. And then third, you have what we refer to as the regulars. The regulars, again, they may have certain specific needs, and you need to know those needs. But above knowing those needs, the first thing that you want to do is to clearly establish who is your target market, all right? Who is your ideal client? The ability to put yourself in the position of strength to have clarity in this regard can help you to be more clinical in how you start and scale your business. Today, I'm going to give you a high level overview of what we are talking about. And as you become more involved in our community, you will be given much more information to enhance your clarity and by extension, optimize your ability to take more clinical action to achieve the objective. And the objective is to start and scale your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand. So the very first concept is identify your ideal client. I've given you 3 techniques that you can use to achieve that. Now that you have accomplished that, there are a few other things that you need to look at. Step 2 is to identify the specific needs of your ideal client. Yes, it is one thing to identify the ideal client, but it's equally important now that you have identified your ideal client is to identify what are their specific needs. Now, let me explain this a little bit. There are mainly 2 approaches that I see rising stars business use when it comes to identifying and satisfying the needs of the ideal client. For example, on one side, I see Rising Star use the technique that we call innovate and align versus align and innovate. Now, what are the differences between these 2 concepts? Innovate and align and innovate. Now, there are people that simply innovate products and services and then go to the market and then try to align it. And we have seen in many cases in doing this, you can hurt yourself. Why? Because you're first innovating without taking the time to understand who you are targeting products and services to. You don't understand the specific needs of that target market. So sometimes you may win, but what we see in many, many cases, you end up losing time, you get frustrated, you lose a lot of money, and it undermines your business process to be successful. So there's the alternative to this, which is align and innovate. And the align and innovate approach more looks like the person who is going to do the market research. So you're collecting sensitive information about the ideal client, you're analyzing those data, and you're leveraging those data. Leverage can mean that you're now innovating products and services in alignment with the information that you have collected about the ideal client. Because you're collecting information, you may be able to mitigate some market realities. Mitigation may mean that the client or your ideal client is satisfied with a certain type of service, but it wants some changes in those services. So that means that you don't have to necessarily innovate something completely new, but in mitigating, you could adopt changes so as to better align the product or service to reach the expectations of the ideal client. The align and innovate allows you to go to market with a clear mental picture of who's your target market, what are their needs, and because you have this type of information, it's going to help you to make better, smarter, wiser business decisions. So you have choices in terms of how you set yourself up to identify the specific needs of the ideal client, or if you want to do this at all. Our recommendation is that you really take the time to master align and innovate. It saves you time, it reduces your stress level, and it enhances your chance to be extremely targeted based on the needs, wants, and expectation of your target market. And because you can be more clinical with this, it optimizes your chances to cash flow optimize. The third concept that you want to focus on is your ability to innovate strong and demographic specific MVO. So 2 things we are looking at here. So now that you know who is your target market, now that you know what are their specific needs, you must now ask yourself, do you have this ability to innovate a strong and demographic specific MVO? Let me explain here. Sometimes you may have a strong MVO, but it's not properly aligned to your ideal client, your demographic. So you want 2 things to achieve here. You want to have a strong MVO, and it must be aligned to your ideal client. The MVO simply means your minimum viable offer, your most viable offer, or in cases, your maximum viable offer. Whatever you're going to market with to appeal to the interests of your target market, whether your target market is the affluent community, the middle class community, or the regular community, your innovation of products and services must be aligned, and then you must be able to assess your ability to innovate in alignment with those expectations. You may have weaknesses here, but it is an opportunity for you to focus on those weaknesses, evolve above those weaknesses, and put yourself in that position of trying to demonstrate strength. All right, your ability to innovate strong and demographic specific MVO. You can rise to this occasion. We believe, based on evidence, based on the many companies that we are working with from across the world, that this approach is going to save you time, is going to prevent you from being stressed out, is going to significantly optimize your chances to succeed in your attempt to start and scale your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand, because you have a higher degree of clarity of what you're doing. You now know your target market, you now know their specific needs, and you also now know your ability to satisfy those expectations of the ideal client and possibly exceed their expectation with the highest degree of accuracy. Now, it is your ability to do this that is going to start to create that positive snowball effect to significantly optimize the brand visibility, reach, and impact, the brand ability to convert and cash flow optimize. You tend to have a positive snowball of all of these things taking place. Now that you have established these three concepts, all right, how to create brand relevance. To create brand relevance, you first of all identify your ideal client. You second, identify their specific needs. And third, you assess your ability to deliver value above and beyond their expectations. But is this the beginning and the end? You have to go dig deeper into this body of knowledge, because to create brand relevance, what I've established in that initial presentation is you being relevant to the ideal client. Your products and your services is relevant to the ideal client. But relevance has to exist on two spectrums. Whatever product and services that you're offering, it must be relevant to the ideal client. But the ideal client must be relevant to you. And how do you go about predetermining if the ideal client is truly relevant to you? There's a number of steps that you would have to go through here to unlock this body of knowledge. And having this body of knowledge is what's going to be the game changer, the difference maker, is what is going to help you to attain the high rewards, the measurable results, the predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy. And what is the high reward that you want? You want to know that the method of approach that you're using to start and scale your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand is science. It's based on science. It's based on proven theory. It's based on best practices. So you're not speculating here. You're not guessing. But this body of knowledge, as you begin to unlock this body of knowledge, is literally what's going to help you to master the science, to master the proven theory, to ensure that you get a high reward, the measurable results, the predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy. So I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, and share, so you will be the first to get these content that we are bringing to you on a regular basis. Now, 7-Figure Media will end this broadcast here. In the second episode, we will go deeper into the body of knowledge that you need to learn, apply, and master in order to master what we call step 1 of the 7 steps to build your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand. All right. Step 1, remember, is how do you create brand relevance? You have one part of the steps that needs to be taken to create brand relevance. We will look at the second half of that program, and you don't want to miss it, because not having this information is literally what's going to slow down your process to start and scale your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand. It's going to slow down your process to build wealth. It's going to slow down your process to embrace a better quality of life. And 7-Figure Media, we really want to ensure that we are giving you the kind of information, rising stars in business, superstars in business, the kind of information that will help you to make better, smarter, wiser decision when it comes to optimizing your success. In closing, I want to say this. In the event that you're a rising star in business or a star in business and you need access to capital, I want to encourage you to go to the description of this video right now. And we have multiple partners that we are working with. We have MB Capital, and they have successfully allocated millions of dollars to many persons across America, many rising stars across America. In our community, we work with you because we know many persons, you're somewhat skeptical about taking debt. And perhaps you have a reason to. In the context of Dave Ramsey, he might say, don't take debt. But in our context, we would say, don't take debt if you don't understand how debt works. But if you understand how to take a debt and swing it into positive cash flow, income producing asset, all right, you're investing it into your business, but you're not speculating with your business. You totally understand how to up level the capital once you get it to move your business forward. It's the best time to take debt. All right. The wealthiest people in the world, they understand debt. And I'm saying all of this because we have a community that is going to help you to understand debt management. We will help you to understand capital portfolios. We will help you to understand smart ways to access capital. We will help you to understand smart ways to leverage capital. And most of all, we will work with you to ensure that you have the body of knowledge so you can mitigate. Be blessed and see you in the next broadcast.
10X Branding and Marketing LLC, powering the next generation of unicorns. At 10X B&M LLC, we specialize in market research, brand innovation, market integration, and client conversion optimization. Our team of experts is dedicated to providing the strategic insights and innovative solutions needed to accelerate growth and unlock your company's full potential. Whether you're a startup looking to attract investors and your ideal clients, or an established business ready for market expansion, we're here to guide you every step of the way. Let 10X Branding and Marketing LLC fuel your journey to exceptional business success. Contact us now for a free consultation on how we can position your business to become a unicorn.